Hello everybody and welcome to What Happened at Gamescom Opening Night Live 2019. I'm Ben.
And I'm Peter.
It's the wee hours of the morning.
It is.
We're a bit bleary-eyed.
Yeah.
But we stayed up to watch Big Jeff Keighley's special Big Boy Trailer Showcase Extravaganza.
ONL. Great name, great acronym.
Great name. Not a big fan of the logo either.
No.
It's a little. We were saying in the office, it's a bit sort of. It looks like a healthcare brand.
Yeah,
almost.
or an internet service provider, or an optician's or something. It's a bit too clean.
It's far more entertaining than my opticians, Peter, because we got a whole load of announcements and trailers and all sorts of things, and we're going to take a look at them and run through as many of them as we can remember right now.
Yes. So I know what the first thing was. I remember that one.
Yeah.
It was Gears of War 5.
Gears of War 5.
A game that's been a long time coming. People they've been talking about this for a while, really.
Feels like it's been incubating for some time.
Yeah, and then obviously we sort of had some fairly big content reveal of it at E3. So this wasn't anything sort of mind blowing.
Yeah.
But we saw some cutscene-y stuff.
Yeah.
We saw a bit of I think it was the Horde mode. We certainly saw some gameplay of some kind.
Yes. Yeah, it was quite nice actually because they had, for most things, a member of staff up on stage immediately afterwards to have a brief chat about it. Now, for our sins, at that point, we did sort of tune out and have a conversation with our audience. We did stream.
Really.
Fantastic, right? We did stream our live reactions to the whole thing, so if you want to go and watch those will be up very soon. If not, they're already up. But that was a really nice touch, actually. I liked that. And I believe they were talking about the Horde mode and the various things that you can do in it.
Yeah.
But as you said, we got a nice CG story trailer to begin with, showing the main character, I believe, is Kat.
Yes.
Kat is her name.
And Marcus was there.
Marcus, and even was there a guy in a lab coat? There
was a guy in a lab coat.
Who was just massive.
Like all the characters, that would just like made me shake my head. I mean, I'm fine with it because Gears of War isn't trying to be like realistic and serious, but you know, stereotypically in like an action film or game, the guy in the lab coat has glasses on and is a little bit like, whatever I can do to help, sir. But no, it was another giant. He probably has a chainsaw on his clipboard, this guy, you know?
Can I take your temperature?
Yeah. He may already be a character. Maybe I should know who he is, but we don't have Xboxes. So.
It was just a fun juxtaposition to see him wearing a lab coat, I think.
Yeah.
Next up, we had Comanche. I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Comanche.
Comanche?
Yeah.
Is that?
I don't know.
Comanche, everybody. I don't know. It's from THQ Nordic, though. It's a reimagining of the 1992 Cop to Shooter series. There were 3 of them.
Yeah.
They had quite the following, and now it's sort of a reimagining. It's a team-oriented, objective-based copter action sim.
Wow.
But with drones instead.
Yeah.
This looked not for me, I must say.
Yeah, not for me. Some of the audience went pretty wild for it, though. I guess sort of old fans of the series.
This is where I can't work out whether THQ Nordic are geniuses or really silly.
Right.
Because they keep buying up these really strange franchises, and I don't know how much of a following they have today, but the people that do remember them go wild.
Yeah.
They love it.
It was weird. It was a really weird reveal because they sort of panned across a drone. I guess they were always panning across a drone, but sometimes it looked like a piece of body armor. At one point, it looked like a skateboard, and then it was like
you thought it might be a skateboarding game for like 1 second,
and then it's it's a drone. Here's a drone.
It's just a drone.
So yeah, fine, okay, interesting. I guess they brought it up to date with drones, which you didn't have back in the 90s, but not in that way anyway. So. Fine, looks okay.
It's THQ Nordic, baby.
If that's what you're into, there's a drone game for you coming out soon. Up next, another Need for Speed.
Oh yes.
Need for Speed Heat.
Heat.
Yeah, we saw some interesting stuff. It looked pretty good actually. I was intrigued. I'm not like I like driving games, but I never sort of buy them. I don't know. I'll happily sit down at someone else's house and play them.
Right.
But we saw a lot of racing around at night time. There were cops, of course.
Yeah.
Looks to be open world. You know, exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Multiplayer cruise, apparently. And then you've got, of course, your car customization. There was a lot of that, actually.
Yeah.
Lots of paint jobs, and the wheels seemed to be sticking out really far from the car. It looked a bit dangerous.
Looks highly, highly unusual, doesn't it?
Well, I'll tell you what is unusual is that you can actually ahead of time before the game comes out, you can already start customizing your cars in an app that was apparently available for iOS and Android, of course. So basically, you can start that now, and then when the game comes out, you can import that ride, that's a technical term.
That's what they say.
Into the game.
It's fantastic.
Straight away, so you can already get going.
I like things like that. Yeah. I remember when Mass Effect 2 was coming out for PS3 and they released the demo, and when you created your Shepard, you got a long string of code, and if you made a note of it, when you entered, because that sort of, it all equated to the various tweaks and stuff. And then when you got the full game, you could enter that code again, that would be exactly the same Shepard. Wow. Same identical Shepard. I like things like this. I think it's good. Hopefully it's not got a load of micro weird transactions in it.
Imagine.
Where you download the free app and it's like, well, do you want this special skin when you get it for the full game?
Oh, it might actually. I bet it does.
$1.99.
We don't know that it does.
Unconfirmed.
But it will do, I suspect. Now you say that.
It's EA, isn't it? Next up, Kerbal Space Program 2.
Yeah.
This was a nice one, wasn't it?
It was unexpected.
It was a great trailer.
Yeah.
It looked like a very expensive trailer.
It did. For a fairly cartoony style game.
All CG.
Yeah.
They hid the fact that it had. Are they called Kerbals? Is that what they're called?
I guess so. Yeah.
It hid the fact that the little Kerbal boys and girls were even in the trailer to begin with. It made it look like just sort of landing on the moon kind of deal. And then they went to all sorts of ordinary locations, lots of different planets and stuff. So I know that's a really popular game.
Yeah.
And that's done really well. And that's fantastic news. I'm glad there's a sequel.
I couldn't necessarily tell if there was anything new revealed explicitly in that from what I remember. Like we saw, there was like a jet flying around. You could build jets in the old one if you were clever enough. Obviously modular rockets and stuff, that's from the old one. And I believe you could go to not just the moon but various planets in the original game. So that's basically all we saw. So nothing that has made us go, oh my god, wow, what?
Who?
But it was kind of in a way, it was a bit of a teaser, I think.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to wait and see what else comes of that.
We will.
We've got Erika.
Erika.
An interactive thriller.
Yes.
That's a subtitle. So this is a live-action PS4 game. It's been a while since we've had a successful live-action-based video game.
One that's any good.
Yeah, definitely. So it's a PlayLink game. It was announced in 2017, actually.
It was. That's the interesting thing.
Right.
It was a PlayLink game when it was first unveiled at Paris Games Week a couple of years ago. It seems to have dropped that now. All that branding's gone. In fact, what it says here in the notes,
said, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Is that it can be controlled by a standard controller or a custom Erika mobile app.
Oh, so it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the custom. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, you can use a controller. Well, that's good. I guess it opens it up a little bit more to people who are. Some people, I suppose, we like PlayLink, don't we?
I really like PlayLink.
But I bet some people are like, barely legible words. But in any case, it's one of these branching narrative, interactive movie kind of.
But it's a literal movie.
Well, it is. It's live action. So it looks really exciting. And we saw the cast on the stage, or at least one of them was.
Yes, one of them was a developer. I believe.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
I like the idea of this. I think I will give it a go. It's out now. It's $10 dues. It leads me to believe, though, that PlayLink is done as an initiative.
Yeah.
If they've just dropped, because the bespoke Erika app, all it needs is just to say PlayLink, Erika, and then it would be a PlayLink app. The fact that they've dropped all the branding and it's still exclusive to PS4 leads me to believe that PlayLink is dead, which makes me sad because I really liked PlayLink.
It was good. I played some PlayLink last weekend.
Yeah. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Peter, what an amazing surprise this was for you.
Yeah.
Little Nightmares 2, one of your favourite spooky ambient horror games. In fact, when they had a brief chat with them afterwards, they admitted that the way that they wanted to surprise everyone was basically by suggesting that they would never make a sequel in the first place, which seems to have been what they've done, right?
Well, it's funny because I know we streamed it fairly recently, but other than that, I've not really thought about that game since I initially completed it and the DLC. But as it happens, about a week or so ago, I happened to just look it up on a whim. And I was just looking at there's going to be a Netflix show coming out.
Yes.
And there's a comic book series that they released. And I was just sort of looking up, like, how in depth does that go? Have they gone like crazy with the universe? All that I know is, in the comics, there's a character called the Hunter. And they referenced him actually on stage after the trailer. So I think there's probably some tie-in with the the graphic novel that they released. You probably don't have to have read it, of course. I'm sure it's not integral information. But basically, we see that there's some kind of combat system, although the developer did say, like, it's not going to be integral to the game. You're not going to be like, I think he said you're not going to be Rambo.
Right. Ladle-based, I think, is how he described it.
Yeah, so I think it's probably just the occasional swish swipe rather than, trying to kill all the enemies. And possibly co-op.
Yeah.
They didn't. I don't think they actually said that word.
No, they didn't. That's why there's a question mark there.
Absolutely.
Not sure.
We saw 2 characters on the screen. There's this new character running alongside Six, who was the character from the first game. So that could indicate that there could be co-op there, but you'd think they would just have announced that there and then. So
you would have thought so.
Yeah, not sure. But it seems to be taking place, some of it outdoors or on land, away from the moor, which is the setting for the first game. So
they're going for some kind of signal tower that is broadcasting presumably some kind of brainwashy stuff. The last bit was a TV that was off and then flickered on, and then a spooky silhouette was there and stuff. So, it's going to be unsettling.
We'll have to stream that one when it comes out, I'm sure.
Oh boy. Peter, may I magic your gathering?
You may magic my gathering arena.
There we go. Okay. Magic the Gathering Arena. It's going to be coming semi-exclusively to the Epic Games Store.
Okay.
That was briefly shown. There was someone there from Wizards of the Coast and a top entertainer / streamer, I think is what it was announced.
Yeah.
Magic player / entertainer is how he was described. Who just sort of briefly talked kind of awkwardly about it. So if you're into that, it's coming to the Epic Store if you want to play it there.
Oh, exciting.
Oh boy.
I tell you another game that I'm just as sort of excited for.
Yeah.
Predator Hunting Grounds.
Tell me about Predator Hunting Grounds.
It's one of those asymmetric multiplayer games where it's, a team of, say, I think in this case 4 versus 1, a bit like Evolve.
Yes.
That kind of fell flat on its
and the
sub-evolved
Friday the 13th
bottom.
Sort of game where you play as horror movie villains.
So I don't mind the concept of this, but Evolve didn't do very well, and also movie tie-in games don't tend to do very well. So at the moment, I'm holding back all of my hype for this.
Your expectations.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a 1v4 or 4v1 multiplayer game, but there also seem to be, so the team of 4 who were shooters seems to be also attacking other gunmen.
Yeah,
so
NPCs.
NPCs. And then there's also a predator. So it seems to, I think they've based it quite heavily, although it was very much modernized, on the first Predator movie where Arnie goes into the jungle to shoot a bunch of people for some reason. I can't really remember if it was, I don't know what the reasons were. And then a predator comes while he's on the mission. So there's some kind of
meta game there.
Yeah, where I think the predator, maybe as much as anything else, has to just stop them completing their mission or...
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Sounds fun. No Arnie, obviously. He's probably very expensive. But
it's early days there anyway, in any case.
It is, absolutely. It looked pretty rough, but the guy did admit when he was chatting with our best friend Jeff, Jeff Keighley, that it was basically going into early alpha next year. So it's nowhere near playable yet. It's going to be a way off, but it sounds fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like it could be fun. Iron Harvest. I heard you like World War One.
I heard you like World War One stock footage that has crudely had mechs slapped on top of it while actual real human beings die in the background.
Absolutely, just getting slaughtered. They're getting slaughtered out there. I heard you. Sorry, what was that? How can we improve World War One? Let me tell you. How about diesel punk? How do you feel about diesel punk?
Yeah, that's
what a fun term that I've never heard before.
No, it's like steampunk, but it almost looks identical, except there's just an exhaust
black
on the top with smoke coming out
the back of it. Ugh. So it's an RTS game, and it was presented in sort of a very strange two guys, one with an amazing beard, who kept sort of physically throwing it to his co-presenter. Now it's your turn to talk.
And they sort of shushed him when it was his turn. And now we're going to see the trailer.
Yes, we are. Here it comes.
That was it.
So that was fun. That's going to be coming out on the 1st of September 2020.
Yeah.
So a year away.
Remember the war to end all wars? Oh, well, we're going back to it. And
Hold on.
We've changed it.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah.
Here's mechs.
Oh, okay.
That's it. So
War never changes except when it does.
what if we could kill people in World War I more efficiently?
Oh yeah, what if we could make it even more bloody and unnecessarily...
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Up that death toll.
Yes, please.
Great. Talking of war,
Yeah.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare,
Yeah.
there's an open alpha.
This weekend.
Yeah, this weekend on PS4. There's a 2v2 mode,
Yes.
so you can go and alpha that up
Alpha the hell out of
all
that.
you like.
It's going to be free.
Yeah.
Starts on Friday, not sure at what time, but if you want to play some 2v2 on COD, the new one,
Various maps by the looks of it.
then get that downloading. I think I'll give that a go.
Yeah.
Next up, Peter, FIFA 20. They've got this new Volta mode, which is sort of FIFA Street.
Street, really.
And we just got a strange CG trailer of a man doing keepy uppies.
Yeah.
While everyone stood around and went,
Woo, woo. And the football sound effect every time he kicked it was
squeak.
just sort of weird.
squeak,
It wasn't quite what it should have been.
Squeak.
It was very tappy.
Squeak.
And yeah.
Squeak, squeak,
Weird.
squeak.
Squeak. I mean, FIFA Street's good.
Anything to make FIFA a more valuable purchase, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Add more modes, get them in there.
Monster Hunter World Iceborne. It had a big, frosty, hairy dragon that can talk.
It can talk and mock you while you fight it.
Yeah, so it's an expansion basically to the critically acclaimed Monster Hunter World.
Riotously successful.
And it didn't look like it added a lot of things. It was mostly just footage of the player fighting that monster.
Yeah.
They didn't sort of go off exploring a new huge map, or I think there was a little bit of cutscene stuff shown as well, so maybe a couple of characters and story interactions, but for the most part, I think it's just a new monster to kill, but that's fine.
No, Iceborne's a huge expansion.
Well,
it's massive. It's just that trailer didn't show it.
They just didn't show it.
It just showed the Ice Dragon Man.
Okay.
And it's coming out real soon. It's out next month. If you're a Monster Hunter World fan, there's going to be. It's huge. Apparently, it's got this. It's going to be massive. I was about to say something I'm not allowed to say, so I daren't. But it's a huge expansion, and people who are really excited about Monster Hunter World will really enjoy it, I'm sure.
Well, there you go. So it was just a kind of a showcase of the monster then.
Spook Boy. Just sort of a refresher, like, hey, just to remind you, this is out next month.
Yeah.
Kind of like how Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
Is out next month, which is really exciting.
What?
And they were immediately asked, for some reason, tell us about the end game.
Yeah.
It's like,
what?
Already?
What do you mean?
Tell us
about the game.
It's a wave mode.
Yeah.
There's been one in every Borderlands, and I hate them. But you know what? It's nice to know that there's stuff to do at the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's what. I mean, you've been doing that, haven't you, with your Borderlands? Just like trying to squeeze every
last drop out of it. But it still looks phenomenal. That is beautiful, and I can't wait. I can't wait for that game. But if you want wave modes, there's your end game.
Yeah.
Or one of them.
How about a mode that you have probably not really heard of, or not very much?
What's that?
In the cycle world.
Okay.
Made by Jaeger, who were famous for Spec Ops The Line, among other things. They have come up with a PvPvE mode in their game. So that's player versus environment, which, to my understanding, is that it's competitive, objective. So it's like PvE, so there's an objective to complete, but there's two teams trying to complete that objective.
Right.
And they're also able to fight each other, but it's not objective based in the basic sense of like, capture the flag. That's an objective based mode, but that's really you just trying to kill each other and capture a flag at the same time.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit more, like there's an actual a reason for you to be there and do something exciting, but you're also competing. So I don't know. It looked a bit like Destiny, really.
It did. It looked pretty Destiny, but obviously Jaeger's got a great pedigree. So I hope this does well for them. As you said, this is very Destiny. They've got these sort of sparrow-looking floating bike things that you zip around on. It's free to play.
It is, and you can get it right now, actually, on the Epic Games Store.
There's a lot of Epic Games Store stuff going on, isn't there?
So you can go and find out exactly what PvPvE really means, and how it's actually different to just King of the Hill or whatever.
Go check it out.
Yeah.
Go support Jaeger. They're a good bunch. Humankind, Peter. This trailer was probably one of the funnest ones of the night.
It was weird.
It started off with a Neanderthal in a satellite, listening to, and sort of adjusting and playing and DJing music.
Yeah.
and it's a Civilization sort of rival game.
Yeah.
It's come from Sega and Amplitude Games, who are known for Endless Space and Endless Legend. And I mean, if you're looking for more Civ but can't be asked to wait for more Civ, this might be worth a go. I don't think we really saw any gameplay in it. It was just sort of highly
well, there was a bit of a zoom over a map with like a giant mammoth, because that was what's on that tile.
And huge people.
And big horses. So
I don't know how realistic that's going to be to the final product, but it looks like it might be fairly early days.
Well, you do get that on Civ to a certain extent. Perhaps not with such disparate scales, but yeah, like it was... It was very Civ though. Like it almost is... I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say indistinguishable. If you're a Civ fan, you'll be able to tell the difference, of course. But, you know, to the untrained eye, you'd be like, oh, I mean, we thought it might be a Civ sequel, you know?
Yeah.
When they showed it, and then it wasn't. So, you know, might be good, but is it different enough? Is it just a Civ clone? Maybe.
Don't know. We'll find out.
We will see. Witcher 3.
Yeah.
On Switch.
Please buy it on Switch.
It's the game that we already know about. We know it's good. It's coming to Switch. Will it run properly on such a small console? Probably.
Here's the expansions. Thank you very much.
Good.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Buy it. Everspace 2 is the sequel to Everspace. That might shock you.
Oh.
It's sort of a space action sim. I'm not hugely familiar with it. I'm assuming it's a PC series.
I guess
so. I haven't really played it. It was a very pretty trailer. Lots of shots of flying past planets and space debris. Impossible not to draw a comparison, even if it's slightly ignorant, to No Man's Sky.
I mean, not even just in an ignorant way, but it just like the actual graphical style looked like No Man's Sky.
It's very colourful, very pretty.
Vistas.
Not much revealed. We'll find out more soon, I'm sure.
Disintegration.
Disintegration. No breathing.
Yeah. This is from V1 Interactive, and they name dropped the co-creator of the Halo franchise. So basically, this is due out in 2020, and it was weird. It kind of looked like a bit of a blend of a few different games, didn't it?
I got very Destiny vibes from it.
Yeah,
because they've got the robot people,
right,
that look a bit like Cade from Destiny.
So what we've got here, apparently it's full single-player campaign, but it also has multiplayer. We were trying to work out if it might be another Battle Royale game.
Yeah, it was weird because there were sort of foot soldiers, weren't there?
Yeah.
But every perspective it was being played from was you piloting some kind of mech or machinery or something.
I mean, initially, the guy seemed to be talking to his sort of... It was like a flying vehicle. And then there was also a mech.
Yeah.
And then there were like 2 foot soldiers. So that's like 2 people on foot, 1 in a mech and 1 in an actual vehicle. So it's like, I don't know what's happening. We'll find out. It was just a CG trailer really, with a guy stroking his car, his space car.
There was some, I've put a note here that says some top banter between a male and female robot. Where we were sort of joking while we were watching it and reacting to it, saying, is he gonna kiss that thing?
Is he gonna pop his USB port?
What's he gonna do? USB 3, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, blimey.
That's even faster.
And at the end, she says, oh, was I interrupting something here? And we're like, yeah. You definitely were. He was going to make out with this thing. And then they sort of bantered back and forth. So it looks like it's got some character and it'll have some decent writing perhaps, but don't really know much more than that.
Yeah, we need to wait and see.
Don't know much more. Now the big shebang, this is what's been widely promoted about Gamescom Opening Night Live on the lead up to the event. It's Jeff Keighley's best friend, Hideo Kojima, and oh my goodness, didn't they have a montage of their friendship over the last few years?
Well, they did, yeah.
It's amazing. I can't believe they did that. There's enough jokes about them being Jeff Keighley being the overprotective best friend, shouting loudly about his best friend Hideo Kojima.
He still calls him Mr. Kojima, though.
And he calls him Jeff.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a weird relationship.
Well, so you say weird. We all know that Hideo Kojima is weird, his games are weird, Death Stranding is probably one of the weirdest things he's ever done so far.
It certainly is.
And going into this, especially since they were saying, Death Stranding is going to be on this conference, we knew it was going to be a big thing. I went in preparing myself for the weirdest thing possible, and I thought, nothing can out-weird me with the way I've put myself in this space. That montage was pretty weird to start with.
Yeah, the best friend montage, yeah. That
Then
was super strange.
We got, we had a couple of character profiles or introductions, I guess, in cutscenes. One of them I didn't find particularly weird. There was just a load of jargon. The one with
Dead Man.
Dead Man, yeah.
And they plug a baby into a port to update it.
It was Del Toro's character. I mean, he sort of phased through a wall at one point because I think he might be a hologram, or the room was a hologram. Who's to say? But the other cutscene with Mama apparently featured her breastfeeding a ghost baby.
But not really.
She didn't take her top off.
No, she did say that she finds the ghost baby appreciates the act of miming it, but then she just she rubbed her chest a bit like she was sore from fake breastfeeding the baby.
But I'm sure she said something about she said producing it. I think she's been producing something.
Sort of like phantom milk.
Yeah.
Like a phantom...
Ectoplasm.
A phantom wet nursing kind of deal.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're not saying that wet nursing or breastfeeding is strange.
No.
What we're saying is breastfeeding a ghost baby without any skin-to-skin contact is objectively bizarre.
It is pretty strange. So that was that, and I was like, okay, bit weird.
It's getting a bit weird in here.
But then they were like, hey, would you like to see some actual gameplay?
Would you like to see some gameplay?
Okay, yeah, I'll see that ladder that can extend up a mountain. I'll see that again.
So he's asleep.
He's asleep.
For the first 10 seconds, he's asleep.
You try and wake him up and he says...
5 more minutes.
5 more minutes.
5 more minutes. Sam, come on, we've got stuff to do. Get up, Norman. Read us.
Then what happened?
He used the piss button. When he did a piss, there was a liquid countdown of how much piss was in his bladder area.
In milliliters.
Yeah, and he sort of pissed in various directions, which was weird. And then when he was done, Peter...
A mushroom grew out of the piss puddle.
An actual piss mushroom appeared. And as we later learned in a strange and very long interview afterwards...
All translated with an interpreter.
This poor man
He had to convey this
to explain
mad information.
That the piss was some kind of key and offensive weapon.
It's a crucial, but seemingly a crucial part of the gameplay. So there was this piss stuff, and that was like, okay, Kojima's just added a piss button because of course he had that. Whatever.
He had a poo button in MGS5 for the horse.
Yeah, let him do his piss. So then we saw the rest of this gameplay. We come out of the VT and they start talking about it, and I thought they were then just going to spend the next few minutes talking about anything but the piss button, other than maybe just sort of jokingly go, oh yeah, and we added the urinate button. No, it can be used as a weapon. Those were words used in this discussion.
Yep.
And it's also used as a key and can make the mushrooms grow.
But on top of that, Hideo felt the need to let us know that he has programmed in this piss button, but to prevent it being perhaps either ridiculed or taken advantage of, he's had to also program in a feature where if you try to rotate the camera to see Sam's Wilson, he automatically stands in a different direction so you can't see it.
I mean, just wait till she says gets control of that. We'll
boundary break. Let's have a look at Sam's
right
Wilson.
Round the front. Yeah.
But why? Why not just lock the camera behind it? It's like it wants to tease you as if, no, you can't do that.
I'll tell you what was another big why, is that the one other mechanic that they wanted to show off in this gameplay trailer was that if you upset the baby that you're carrying around, I've almost come to take that as a normal thing right now, that we're carrying around a baby.
It's okay, it's a baby necklace.
If you upset the baby necklace, you need to calm it down, give it a bit of a soothe. The way that they showed this off,
and this is after just paying Jeff Keighley a visit.
Of course,
Jeff Keighley's in the game,
he is,
but not his voice, because they couldn't trust him to do a good enough job.
So they took his voice.
They deliver some sort of package to Jeff Keighley, who I didn't recognise him as Jeff Keighley at all.
No.
And then it marked off something on the map, some sort of delivery, and also perhaps unlocked like an extra part of the map, kind of like when you synchronise in Assassin's Creed or something. And then,
walking away from Jeff Keighley's house, apparently the way to demonstrate that the baby can get upset was to walk straight off quite a high cliff and just land on his stomach.
It was the most perfect comedic timing I've ever seen.
It was like
all right, see you later,
20-foot cliff, and that no one in their right mind would have missed. Now I get they were trying to upset the baby so they could show that you calm it down using the motion controls in your controller.
Yeah.
But Surely there was a more natural way of showing that than
Show
just
some combat. Show us something other than erecting a ladder and talking to a person.
It's still
pissing.
It still kind of feels quite unfinished. This game is due out in a few months, right?
It's mental.
But mostly we've just seen very desolate. I'll tell you what they look like, all the locations we've seen so far. You know how Doctor Who has just been filmed in every quarry in the UK?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. They've gone to one of Doctor Who's quarries.
In fact, they even cut a bit out when he was walking up the hill to see Hollow Jeff, because he wasn't a real person. They actually cut a portion where he was walking up the hill to get to a place where he could put the ladder.
Yeah.
So they were like, you don't want to see him walk up a hill for 10 seconds, do you? No. And I'm not sure if I want to play that either.
No thanks.
But this game is so fascinating and strange, and it has its defenders, and I am morbidly curious, but I cannot say that I am excited to play it.
No, I think I'm the same. I want to see
What's going
how
on?
crazy it is.
What is it? We will find out more at Tokyo Game Show, apparently. That's where he'll be showing off more next, but it won't be far away from the release at that point.
No.
So I will be very surprised if it does come out this year. I hope it does. I hope development's going well, but it's just bewilderingly mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that is Gamescom Opening Night Live 2019.
Yep.
All in all, we weren't really sure what to expect, but it had some nice surprises in there. We saw a lot of trailers, and we will have more coverage from Gamescom later in the week. We know there's going to be various other announcements. For example, Insomniac have been bought by PlayStation now.
What?
They're a first-party studio now, which is huge news, and I'm sure there will be even huger news as the week progresses and Gamescom continues. So please keep an eye out on the channel for a wrap-up of the most important things from the week, and you can also watch back our reactions to the live stream if you'd like to watch it with us and you missed it. And also we did a sleepover stream too.
We did, and there'll be a VOD of that as well, also available on YouTube.
Very soon. Let us know what you thought of Gamescom Opening Night Live.
Yep.
And also, what you thought of Death Stranding. That's what we want to know about the most. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.